Hey guys, and welcome, not to the podcast, but to the channel. So welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a very long time since I made a proper YouTube video. Obviously I've done all the podcast videos lately, but I think the last proper YouTube video I made was about 4 years ago. I remember I did my GoPro video of the dogs and then some videos about EOJ in Luxembourg and Team GB. So it's been a very long time, but I do love filming and making videos. So YouTube is something that I would like to pursue and will definitely be doing more of going into the new year. So yeah, this video is all about my year summed up in agility. So I think it's interesting for me and you to watch my year from January to December. You can see the highs, lows and lessons that I've learned. Oh, little podcast slogan there, definitely didn't mean to do that. And Arrow has had a lot of his first experiences in agility, and Ethel's had a lot of her last because she retired in the summer, as a lot of you probably know. So I just run over my entire year of the main events and what's happened just to round it up really. So I really hope you enjoy watching the video, and please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the future episodes coming up. I'm doing it again, videos. And like the video, and also comment down below here what videos you would like me to do, and I will definitely take those into consideration, and you should see them in the new year. So yeah, also follow all the socials as I'm active on there all day every day. So yeah, I hope you enjoy and thank you for watching. Okay, so first up we have the Team GB PSQ. So I did this with Ethel, obviously. I qualified her from being on the YKC Team GB. For a few years. That was 2017, 18 and 19, as you probably know. And then we got invited onto the senior squad. That didn't go ahead because of COVID. And then the same people got invited to this year's PSQ. So that is why I'm here with Ethel. I was really proud of her, to be honest. She looked like she was meant to be there. It was great practice for me running, handling on those kind of courses. Obviously, I'd like to do that with Arrow one day. You know, I didn't expect her to get on the Team GB, but it was just a fantastic experience, and she came 6th overall, so I was so proud of her. Right, so now we have Crufts. Now, this was Arrow's first ever time at Crufts. At 2 years old, I couldn't have been any happier with him. He was so confident, fast and focused, and as you'll see in a minute, he just had a little slip up in the weaves. The crowd did start clapping at this point quite loudly, so I'm wondering if that caused it, but look at him go, like, he was phenomenal, and in such a busy environment I honestly never thought I would see him so happy and just thriving, so it just gives me so much hope for years to come. So then we have the Team GB EO tryouts, so that's the European Open with Ethel, and from coming 6th overall at the PSQ, she qualified for the EO tryouts as well as the AWC tryouts, which you'll see in a minute. So it was same venue, same layout, similar judges, similar courses. I absolutely love running these courses, and now Ethel's retired, just watching these back is great because she was my proper comfy slippers. But I also really had to work her. Like, you can see I actually lead her up to everything, and she's actually more difficult to handle. You know, she takes more effort from me than Arrow does, but it's great to look back on things like this, and it got our year off to a great start. She did have a few unlucky distractions in a few of her runs, but she had 2 out of 2 speedy jumping clears, and I'm just really proud of her. And then here was the AWC tryouts, so Agility World Championships. Again, same layout, not much more to say on that, but, you know, she does look amazing for a little ferret, considering she's 8 years old as well. I love watching her runs back. She looks really professional, and yeah, we just had a great time, and I'm really, really proud to have got the opportunity to try out for such big events, and the other handlers that I was running with are extremely, extremely experienced in the sport, and it is an honour to be running up against them. And, you know, coming 6th overall at the PSQ, I could not be prouder of Ethel. She has been the most amazing little border terrier to do agility with. Just look at her go. And she loved it, barking around the whole way. So now we have Inspire. I have no words for Arrow. He got 4 out of 4 jumping wins, so all of his jumping runs that he did, he won, and he did his first A-frames and seesaws in the ring, and I'm really proud of how he confidently handled them. So as you can see here, his seesaw a little bit unsure at the end, you know, not wanting to come down the full way. But again, it was his first time in the ring. Here's his first A-frame in the ring. Look at him go. So that was so cool. And then I also wanted to pop this one of Ethel in because, as you probably know, 2022 was Ethel's last season competing. And this is probably, I'd say this was her best show of the entire year. Like, she was on fire. You can see her slow down as we go throughout the season, but at this particular show, she was just flying. Like, look at her go. And she won 2 of her jumping classes and came second in another. And she got enough points for her platinum warrant at this show. So, you know, to have achieved 4 of her warrants, I'm just so proud of her. She's great. So now we have the Ready to Run fun show. So again, as you're probably most of you aware, Arrow, he ripped his toenail off and he also fractured his tooth around this time of the year. Not a nice time, but obviously he couldn't do agility with that, so I just focused on Ethel, and to be fair, it's probably quite nice because it gave Ethel a chance to, you know, well, me a chance to just concentrate on Ethel and just spend time running her and, you know, sort of end her agility career off with undivided attention, I suppose. So it kind of worked well in that sense, and she loved it. And as you can see, she's loving it. She's not in any discomfort, you know, she's speedy. And we had a great time here. She won herself some rabbit ears. She had a few places in these classes. It was a great day. So then we have RVA, and it was Arrow's first competition back in over 2 months, and he won both of his jumping classes. It felt so good to have him back in the ring after his toenail injury. Like, I can't even tell you how upset I was not to run him, especially this early on in his agility career. And the nerves I had going into this competition, because I thought, what if his injury flares back up, his toenail injury? But it didn't, and we had the best time getting back to doing what we love. Mpingham, now Arrow was on fire for this show, and I remember it so vividly. So he won both his jumping classes, and he got his first ever clear in an agility class, which is happening right now. Awesome seesaw. As you can see over his dog walk, he wasn't overly confident, but it was and still is a work in progress, as is his seesaw. There's a weave entry coming up right now that I am still so impressed by, because we hadn't really trained many weave entries at that point, and look at that, smashed it. But he was only 1.5 seconds off the win, and it's a 1-7, so he got his first Crufts points, coming 4th out of 70 in the Combine 1-7 ABC Crufts Stakes there, so honestly, I can't even tell you the pride. So next we have Derbyshire, where Arrow went grade 3, so here he's winning his agility class. And he also got a jumping win at this show as well. And, you know, as you can see him here, he still has so much more to give at this point in the year. But, you know, he'd been grade 2 for so long just doing jumping. And then he'd only just started doing his agility classes, and he already won into grade 3. So I was so proud of him. So now we have KCI, my favourite show of the year. So Arrow started off by winning both rounds of the Starters' Cup and running last in the semi-final, which you can see him do here. He then got another 4 wins, and would have had another if it wasn't for getting Eid on a definite clear by a rather rude judge who wouldn't explain why, but we won't go into too much detail about that. All in all, KCI was an incredible show for us. As you can see, he just flew his seesaw, and he missed his dog walk contact too. And then just a little miscommunication here at the end. But honestly, in that main ring, I can't, again, his confidence, I just can't get over it. Dogs in Need, and here he is winning the Dogs in Need Classic Tournament Final. Again, this was the best day of the summer. I can't believe how good he did. He was literally a star. Again, you can see it's not the most confident dog walk, but he did it. And then I accidentally said right instead of left, and he literally did go right, but luckily I managed to save it. And he won. Look at him go. Such a good boy. Then this is also Dogs in Need, this run. So he also won the Agility Club Starters Challenge and qualified for next year's final. I don't think we'll actually get to run in it because I wasn't an Agility Club member at the time, and I'm still not. I didn't realise you had to be honest, but you know, and mainly KCI was just for confidence, so I didn't really go in thinking, oh, qualifiers. But yes, he won this class anyway, and he did qualify, so look at him go. This was a really fun course, to be fair. I did enjoy. And he also got another 4 wins over the course of that week at Dogs in Need as well. Now here, just as importantly, Ethel, bless her. So Ethel gave me a perfect clear in her final ever run of her agility career. So this is her last run here. So I will always remember this run. I think you can tell that she's struggling in this run, which just confirms to me, you know, I retired her at the right time. But she's still enjoying it. She's still barking her way around. Smashed that weave entry. And she goes clear, bless her. Look at her. I do miss running her, to be fair. Now I'm only running Arrow. She was my comfy slippers. I learned so much handling off her. But all good things must come to an end, including Ethel's agility career. So she had lots of people standing around to watch her last run. And there she is going over her last jump. Bless her. So now, we have Iconics by night. So this run here was our final run in the 1-3 final, and we came second. It was 11:30 p.m. at night when we ran this, and I didn't completely feel at my best because obviously I'm not used to running at that time of night. I've normally been asleep for an hour by now. And as has Arrow, so it was very strange for both of us, but it was great, and we will definitely be doing it again. But again, I'm just so proud of him. The atmosphere was electric, and he just ran so well, and a lot of dogs were bailing the dog walk at that point on the up plank, and he didn't, and he came second. He was great. And then also, I thought I'd put another agility run in here from the same show, but during the day. So this was him winning another agility class. But yeah, when he was running at night, I just couldn't be prouder of how he coped with the crowd, noise, lights, and running at such a time. In total, in this show, he left the show with 4 flawless wins under his belt, 2 in agility and 2 in jumping. Now, here we have Inspire. So this was strike 1 and 2 to grade 5 for Arrow. He was in grade 4 at this point. And as you can see, look at his dog walk. You can tell how much more confident he is now. Now we've gone indoors. Now he's got the summer season of practice out the way. Still issues with confidence on the seesaw that we're still working on, but he's getting a lot better. And yes, so he won grade 4 jumping and agility. That's it. So this is the agility, even with a 4-second pause on the seesaw. 2 out of 2 perfect dog walks, 4 out of 4 perfect start line weights, and no flying of any seesaws. And he also had a jumping run with the fastest time at just 2 poles. So another very good show for him. And then I thought I'd put this on here as well. So just a little bit of him doing his contacts. So you'll see in a minute him do a flawless dog walk. Look at that. Beautiful. So now we have YKC Stoneleigh. And these are the Crufts qualifiers. So here Arrow is running in the jumping section of the YKC pairs qualifier. And he went clear. And then in a minute you'll also see our awesome pairs partner Becca and Swift doing their run. They did the agility section. And we both went clear and we won. So here goes Becca and Swift. I thought I have to put them in as well because we could not have done it without them. That is the whole point of pairs at the end of the day. So I'm super excited to run with Becca and Swift at Crufts in the pairs competition. They are such a cool pair, super speedy, and as we call them, the crazy duo. But yes, that is very exciting. And all we had that day was that one run, and this was our mission, to qualify for Crufts, and we did it. So mission well and truly accomplished. Just have a look at Swift's. Wow, I do love Swift, I do. So now we have back, so the British Agility Championships, another mega show. Arrow won Novice Stakes Agility 1, Agility 2 and Jumping 1. This qualified him for the final, which you're watching now, where he came third with just a pole and a missed dog walk contact on a super tricky course, but the fastest time by, wait for it, 15 seconds. Now look at this weave entry. I'm so proud of this dog. He also came third in the Golden Ticket Jumping and fourth in the Grand National 1 against all grades. And you're going to see a run soon that I will come on to about my handling, but not this one. This one is my favourite run of the weekend at back. This is Agility 1. Oh no, sorry, Agility 2, and he won this. This just felt insane. Just watching it back now, I have no words for this dog. He is the coolest little Spaniel. All that working away from me and making all the blinds. That's what I'm going to come on to in a minute. Blinds and pushing it. Seesaw, beautiful. Right, now this next run that you're going to see. So you will see here, there we go. I walked it here so that I pushed for this blind. Now you can see me, and people laughed at me because I ran so hard and I didn't quite make it for it to be the smoothest transition, but the point was I did make it. At this show, I did really push for every single blind. I pushed arrow, I pushed myself, and it did pay off, and it felt so good. Like, it feels so much better when you just go for it and have fun. So now we have Agility Nuts KC, and back was really the last major show of the season for us, but he won both his jumping classes at Agility Nuts KC on this day, and I absolutely loved this run. He also did 2 beautiful agility runs with trained seesaws, but perfect dog walks, A-frames and weaves. And at this point he just needed 1 more agility win for grade 5. His seesaw driving confidence is a big work in progress, but we're going to train hard and get through it, as you'll see in a minute. So here is his dog walk, which is absolutely beautiful. There we go, I was so happy with that. We trained his seesaw there, just part of the process. And then I am super happy with the rest of this run. I couldn't not put it in. But the main point of me putting loads of different runs into this video is just to show you how far he's come on in all types of ways over the season. You know, and that it's normal to have ups and downs and progress where it feels like progress is lost and then where it's made again. And, you know, just to show you every little bit of our journey, really. So here was another awesome section. I love that soft turn off the A-frame from this show. So now we have Agility Nuts Independent. So I've been loving going to these shows to train his seesaw. So here you go. So you can go in with a toy and a target and just train. So you get 60 seconds at this show, and I used it just to train his seesaws. So my goal was to build his confidence over them in the ring, and all of them were super happy and shouty ones. He also managed to pick up a cheeky steeplechase win at this show, running a sub 20 second steeplechase. I'd hope it's sub 20 minute, wouldn't you? But I was so proud of his seesaws here. He did really well. It's just to make him think, oh, these are fun. Doing these in the ring is no more scary than doing them in training or at home. As you can see, he's still a little bit like, oh, what's this? But he will get there. We will definitely get there. Honestly, if you're struggling with something, go to an independent train in the ring show and train, because it's made such a difference. Now we've got the British Cocker Spaniel Agility Championships. This was our first time at this event, and it was awesome, and it was great practice on AstroTurf as well for Crufts and the GB tryouts, the open showcase that I've entered him in. So he won novice agility, which you're watching right now at this show, and he clocked the fastest time by 2 seconds in the jumping, but with 2 super unfortunate poles that kept us from the final. But I'm super proud of him for running on a surface that he isn't used to, and even more so considering he hadn't done anything the week previous because I'd had COVID. Okay, so now another independent Agility Nuts show that I used not only for his seesaws, but I also used them, as you can see, to train and reward his dog walks in the ring, because we haven't been able to use hire Lucy's field. Lucy sponsors us at Ready to Run because it's been so boggy. So I thought, well, I need to train him, so let's go again and not just do seesaws, but do dog walks in the ring. So now, our last show of the season, Agility Nuts KC, and our goes grade 5, woohoo! I was so proud of him here. Look at that seesaw, that's the best seesaw he's done ever. That is the seesaw of his life. So yeah, we got that final agility win for grade 5, so we're going into the new year in grade 5. And with his bronze and silver agility warrants. What a year.